The time is now 5 o'clock on December 4th. It's time to call the Community Development Committee meeting to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Chairman Hayes.
Present.
Alderman Newsom.
Present.
Alderman Donenworth.
Present.
Alderman Florian. Alderman Turner. Alderman Turner.
He went outside.
Well, we can get started. See him when he gets here, if you guys are okay with that.
Alderman Turner.
Oh,
Are you present, sir? Alderman Turner, roll call. Thank you.
all right. Thank you. We have a quorum. May I please have a motion and a second for approval of the meeting minutes from the November 6th meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All righty. Any questions about the meeting minutes? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right. It's audience time. Are there any members of the audience that would like to address the committee? All right. That closes audience.
We're having audiovisual problems. The cameras are not coming up. We're working on that. So we're not going to be streaming until that can occur. Okay.
The mics are working okay?
Mics are working fine.
All right. Any issues, Stu, with not streaming?
No, there's no requirement under the Open Meetings Act that we actually stream the meetings, so long as we're taking minutes and we have a quorum present.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right. Item number 3 on the agenda is the public hearing. So at this point, we will, can I get a motion and a second to open the public hearing?
So moved. Second.
All right, with a, and then we have to take a vote on it? Or can we do a voice vote?
Voice vote to open up a public hearing.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the public hearing is called to order. This is a public hearing regarding the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG 2020 to 2024 Consolidated Plan Amendment.
Good evening. So whenever we're making a substantial amendment to any of our plans, we have to do a public hearing to give the public an opportunity to ask any questions, tell us how they feel about it, etc. They have 30 days to do that. The process started November 28th. It will end December 28th. And then after that, we will present it to you again for an approval in January, and then we will submit it to HUD. So what we did is we made some changes to our con plan. Our con plan we set up every 5 years to determine how we're going to spend our CDBG funding, and then each year we do an action plan to meet those goals. So after examining, this is our last year of this consolidated plan. So I talked to my HUD rep, and so we went through and decided to make some changes with the consolidated plan. So what I passed out, I provided for you, and then it's also available for the public as well. We went over the different priority needs that we had. So the first goal was housing strategy, priority need, HS1 housing support. And then the second goal was HS2 housing rehabilitation. So what I did was, in the example that we have, the new proposed grant would be HS1 housing support and housing rehabilitation. And so that would basically, what it was doing was combining the two goals into one, because it didn't make sense to have them separated. So I just combined them into one, and it talks about, the first part talks about providing down payment down payment assistance and closing costs for people who want to purchase homes in the city of Waukegan. And then also it talks about the housing rehabilitation program that we have in place to help low to moderate income owners whenever they need help with their homes. So what we did, we took those two goals and we just combined it into one. So when we're going through, when we're trying to meet our goals, we would just have that one goal that we would be meeting as opposed to separating them, because it really doesn't make any sense to separate the two. So, so I just combined that. So that was the change for the first goal. So we took those two and combined it into one.
Director Garland?
You know, we have some other, you have it? Okay. Okay, so the next change was, we have the homeless strategy priority need, and that as well, it had two different goals. The first goal was HO-1 housing, and then the next one was HO2 operation/support. So what I did, I took those two and I combined them to be one, HO1 housing and homelessness operation and support. So that's what the priority need would be. And I combined those two together to be able to cover that goal. So that's what I did there. The next goal we had, it was, the category was other special needs strategy priority need. I actually eliminated that altogether, because the needs that they have there, they're addressed in our other needs. So it made no sense to have those. So I just took, it was SN1 housing, and then SN2 social services. So I took those out completely. And what I did was I replaced it with the community development strategy priority need, which is CD2 public services. So that wraps everything all up into one, as opposed to separating, because we had social service and public services. It's exactly the same thing. So I just made it one goal to make it make sense. The next thing, if you skip down to community development strategy priority needs, so it's CD1, community facilities and infrastructure. So the only thing I did with that goal is I added the words provided an opportunity for broadband access, installation, and programming in conjunction with other projects. So installation and programming, as you see highlighted in the red, that's the only thing that was added to that goal. And as I talked about before, under there, the CD2 public services, that replaced the special needs strategy priority need goal. So that's the one that was replaced there. The next one, community development strategy priority need, CD2 accessibility, we left that exactly the same. So that'll be the exact same goal. So we won't be changing that. If you go to the next page, we have economic development strategy. It's ED1 employment, and then we also have ED2 redevelopment. So what I did was I combined that into one goal to read ED1 employment and redevelopment opportunities. So just to make that goal just one goal. And then the final thing under administration, planning, and management, A1 overall coordination. The only thing that was changed in that goal is the wording of educational training. That wording was added to that category. So are there any questions?
Alderwoman Florian?
Thank you for that presentation, Larissa. I do have just a couple quick questions. Are these goals unique to Waukegan, or are these sort of the same goals that are throughout the whole country?
Well, when they did it, it was supposed to be unique to Waukegan. So we did some surveys. We talked to some people who showed up on the different public hearings that we had, and then speaking to our local agencies that we funded. So it's supposed to be geared toward Waukegan.
And then I was specifically curious about where you talk about the code enforcement situations, and So do you coordinate with our code enforcement officers when they go out and find code violations and someone says, look, I just don't have the money to fix this? Do you guys coordinate with
Yes.
them and
Yes,
try
we do.
to address those situations?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So for example, we work hand in hand with them. The inspectors actually go out, and when we have a house that we're rehabbing, they actually go out and do the inspections for us. They identified all the code violations and life and health safety issues that need to be addressed. So we work with them in making sure that those are addressed. We have to pass what they said, so it's follow-up to make sure that that's being done. In addition to that, we also have a program like for outside. So, a lot of people are dinged for stuff that's outside. So if they identify steps need to be replaced. So they will let them know, the code enforcers let them know about our housing rehab program, and they can come in and sign up for the program. As long as they qualify for the program, we address their issues like an emergency. So it's like if it's not too many real emergencies, we do the code violations that have been identified as emergencies. So yeah, we do do
Great,
that.
thank you for that explanation.
I
I have a question.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
Yes. In reference to an applicant, can you explain the qualifications? Say if someone, especially in reference to HD-2, houseless strategies, operation support. When it comes to housing, I've heard many of them say you put a lien against their property. Can you kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah. So in order to qualify for the program, you must income qualify. Of course, it has to be your home, your only primary home. You cannot have other buildings or residence or property. You have one home. You have to have lived in it for at least a year. Your taxes have to be paid. Your mortgage has to be current. And you cannot have any liens with the government or the city. As long as you income qualify and all those things match, you can qualify for the program. So what happens is we do put a lien on the property for the amount of the rehab. So if the rehab is $10,000, the lien is $10,000. However, if you stay in your home, so the first 5 years you're in your home, it goes to half. So if it was $10,000, it goes to $5,000 after 5 years. As long as you remain in your home, that's your primary residence, you add 10 more years to 15, and it will go away. It will be a complete grant. So as long as you plan on staying in your home, you don't refinance and take cash out. Now, if you refinance and you take cash out, then you have to pay us back. But if you refinance and you get a lower interest rate, we will subordinate our position, and you're able to do that. And so you still wouldn't have to pay us back. But that lien will remain there until the time of the 15 years, and then it becomes a grant, and then it'll go away.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But in theory, you've increased the value of the home by $10,000 or whatever. So it's not like they're losing $10,000 by you doing this,
Right.
right?
Yeah, so it's basically, as long as you plan on staying in your home, it's free money to fix your home up and add value to your home. So, yep.
Are there any other questions? Okay. I think with that, we can close the public hearing. You know what, I actually have one question before we do that. So it's open till December 28th, right?
Yes.
Comments to the public, or for the public. Can you give us a sense of what type of feedback from the public might be helpful?
Just what they see as goals. Are these good goals? Do you think they're attainable? Do you have any problems with them? Any comments that they would have about them, we need to know. How they feel about them, whatever, we need to know about it. So perspective, so.
Okay, that's helpful. Okay, with that, I think we can, do I need a motion and a second to close? All right, I need a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, the public hearing is closed. Thank you very much, Director. Okay, moving on to new business, agenda item A. Can I have a first and a second for agenda item A?
First.
Second.
All right, agenda item A is a motion to adopt a resolution approving the city entering into a franchise agreement with Comcast. Are there any questions regarding this? Alderwoman Florian?
So when I read through this, I believe they talked about the public access channel. I don't know what they didn't call it that exactly, but we don't have that anymore. And it looks like it's still in the agreement, so I'm a little confused.
Yeah, they will provide that, the public access. Comcast will provide PEG. Not aware of whether the city makes use of that or not.
Well, they don't show our meetings anymore. I guess that's what I'm thinking, was those are not the same thing, the public access and our meetings being live streamed?
I'd have to check. I wasn't aware of that. So it is still, they are still required to provide public, government, and educational access. And I don't know if we have David here. So. I don't have an answer for you. This will go, this changes on the 16th. This ends on the 16th of December. The- I can check in on this and get you an answer by the time we have, before it comes up on council tonight.
So what do you want to do? Do you guys want to vote on it? I mean, is this going to hold up the vote? Or is it? All right. I mean, I think we could probably still vote on it and move it along and just get clarification tonight if possible. Does that work for everybody? Okay. Any other questions to agenda item A? Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Alderman Florian?
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth?
Aye.
Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Chairman Hayes?
Aye. Motion passes. Agenda item B is a resolution approving the extension of the conditional use permit for Goddess Growers 99 West Greenwood Avenue. Can I have a motion and a second
I'll
for
make the motion.
agenda item B?
I'll make that motion, sir.
Second.
All right. Are there any questions to agenda item B?
If I can just add, I apologize that this wasn't in your briefing. We didn't have it on the agenda yet at that time, so that's not Chief of Staff's fault. That's the delay in my department. The petitioner is here and able to speak on it, but this is a conditional use permit that was previously approved, and we're just keeping the window open for them to get fully occupied and operational.
Okay. So nothing's changed. It's more or less just an extension
Correct.
of that time period, right? Okay. I don't have any questions. Anybody else? All
How
right.
long is the extension?
Conditional use permits are valid for 1 year, so this would automatically be a 1 year.
Thank you.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Alderman Florian?
Aye.
Alderman Donenworth?
Aye.
Alderman Newsome?
Nay.
Chairman Hayes?
Aye. Motion passes. Agenda item C is an ordinance creating a Class F1 package beer, wine, and gasoline sales liquor license for St. Louis Food Mart, Inc., DBA Lewis and Sunset BP, located at 2201 North Lewis Avenue. Can I have a motion and a second for agenda item C?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right. Are there any questions to agenda item C? The applicants are here. If anybody has any questions. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Nope.
I don't know, can I talk about stuff in the background check publicly?
I'm sorry, what are you asking about?
Can I ask about stuff in the background check publicly?
I would not do that.
Okay.
All right. I guess maybe it's a little bit helpful if we could just identify what an F1 liquor license is for the public, because I know we're about to talk about a different license here in a minute. So Noel or Stu, if you want to just tell us what an F1 is.
Yep, this is a packaged beer, wine, and sales specifically related to gasoline sales. As you'll recall, there's a separate classification that allows sales for full liquor, which is only for gasoline stations that were in a certain class and were kind of grandfathered in. So this would be the continuation, basically, of just packaged beer and wine in conjunction with the gasoline, with a fuel station.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for that. If we can call them up if anybody has any questions. Otherwise, if you're ready to vote, we can go with it. Roll call, please.
I think just as a point, if there are specific concerns that you would like to ask about how things can be, how the filling station or the business will be operated, you can ask questions about that. I would not directly reference anything confidential, but I think you can ask about specific conduct going forward if you have any questions about operations or anything like that.
All right, do you guys mind stepping up? Thank you for being here tonight. Could you state your name for us, please?
Yeah, my name is Sebastian Joseph. I'm running the store here for the last 25 years in Waukegan. And now we wanted to extend the business with the packaged beer and wine.
Okay. Could you tell the committee what protocols you have in place to ensure that alcohol is not being sold to minors?
Yeah, the employees are trained for the basic training so that, people under 21 cannot buy any beer or alcohol from the store.
Forgive me, you might just have to, don't move the microphone, but you might just have to speak a little bit louder for everybody.
Yeah, we provide the basic training, basically for the employees so that they will check the ID all the time when they sell the beer and wine.
What about for cigarettes being sold to minors? What steps do you have in place to prevent that?
We check the ID of the customers.
Okay, so you're checking the ID when someone comes in to buy a pack of cigarettes as well as the alcohol?
Yeah.
Okay. Code enforcement and police have stepped up to make sure that everybody's following these procedures and complying with the law. So I just want to make sure that that's emphasized. If you get the liquor license, that you guys are going to take this very, very seriously.
Yes.
Guys, all right. Any other questions?
Yes. And you're saying your employees are completing this training, or the training is completed already?
The training is completed already. I gave the certificates also.
Thank you.
That's all I have. I think we're ready for a vote. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Just catching up on my writing. Alderman Turner,
Aye.
Alderman Florian,
Nay.
Alderman Donenworth,
Aye.
Alderman Newsome,
Nay.
Chairman Hayes.
Aye. Motion passes. Agenda item D is an ordinance creating a Class A tavern liquor license for Greenwood Liquor LLC, DBA Quick Stop Food and Liquor located at 625 West Greenwood Avenue. Can I have a motion and a second for agenda item D?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All right. Are there any questions to this motion? First of all, the applicants here? Thank you. Does anybody have any questions?
I don't really have a question, but I'm, as we read through this, the main reason this is happening is to turn this over to get video gaming. This has always been, Jim's Pantry, a convenience store. I mean, I just, there's a bar 2 or 3 doors down that has video gaming, I believe. They're, maybe not 2 or 3 doors, but the next block over. I just think, I don't believe there's a video gaming license available right now anyway, is there, Noel?
I can't speak to that. Do you happen to know, Stu, whether there's video gaming available?
No, I would need to, I believe we're very close to the limit, and we would need to check with finance on that, finance and licensing. I believe we're at either 59 or 60 right now, so.
I don't think there is. I seem to recall. Yeah, we did. There's no, but we're not, this is not about a gaming license anyway, but there are no gaming licenses available.
Yeah, I think there was like one that had discontinued during the year, and so, but I think that may already
There
be
was
full.
one that discontinued. That's what Alderman Newsom just mentioned, that we put a moratorium on it. We're not creating them.
We have not created any more, but there are still 61 technically available, so that's, yeah.
Well, this has been a place where kids have always gone. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine on the way to work this morning, and I mean, that's where we went for pop and candy. And so changing this over to tavern license, now people would have to be 21 to go in there, correct?
When you have liquor sales, then minors are not allowed. You have to sell to 21 and over, so they check IDs.
I have a question.
Yes, Alderwoman Bolton.
So since this is in my ward and alluding to what
It's in my
Alderman,
ward, Alderman, my ward.
sorry, 10th and Jackson. Oh, yes, okay. Well, even in reference to that, how do you monitor the loitering and the the illegal activity that's around your business? How do you monitor that? Can someone answer that?
I'll tell you what, yeah, why don't you come on up and introduce yourself, and then you can answer Alderwoman Bolton's question.
Hello, sir. My name is Harsh Patel. Actually,
If you could speak in the mic, thank you.
Okay. Yes, I agree with your question. And right now, we're working with a trespass agreement with our local police department, and we should be get that agreement soon. That means if something we catch anyone, we take we call 911. They take the action and they take them in court. That's why we need to get the agreement with the local police department. That's called trespass agreement.
But you're talking about down on 10th Street, right? Not on
Oh,
Greenwood.
no, I take the for both store. I take same action because of there is too many people who's staying outside and begging the money, and sometimes they smoke. Sometimes they do. They are already they got trespass agreement like the trespass before with the previous owner, but I have to create a new agreement because I'm the new owner. That's why I'm working with the police department.
Okay, thank you. For my part, I'm not sure that I understand the need to have a license to pour alcohol in the establishment. It seems to me that selling beer and wine, which you have now, right, under a Class C liquor license?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It just doesn't strike me as a good idea. I don't know if it's in the hopes of getting gaming in the future, but
No, because there is no limit. I don't got that much space for gaming right now. Because I got limited space. That's why just we making it counter. There's 8 people able to sit on my bar, and we make some cocktail and that product.
So you're gonna have like a small cafe area.
Yes, there's small cafe basically. We serve some cocktail and some coffee and stuff. There's no gaming.
all right. And for all intents and purposes, the remainder of the store is selling convenience store type products? Is that
No, we basically have a convenience store. So we're selling tobacco product, alcohol products. We do sell some pop and chips, but not that much. We basically kind of the liquor store.
I have no problem with the liquor license you're holding now. I'm just not sure that I see. I'm not sure that it's a good idea to have a license to pour in a place like that. There's bars in around the city, and if you're going to change your business model and create an actual bar or tavern, then I can see why you would want a tavern license. But it almost feels like we'd be conflating the two, and I'm not sure that's the best idea. I don't know if anybody has any other comments on that.
Well, it sounds like he's trying to expand his business from the base liquor store and serve a small cafe area or something like that. I mean, I don't see a problem with why that would be a problem to serve liquor inside. Selling liquor, people jump in the car and drive off with it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you walk in, you pour you can have a few drinks, and then you can buy alcohol and leave with it. And I'm not sure that that's what we allow in some of the other taverns. So it seems like it would be, yeah, something like that. You can drink while you're there, and then you buy what you want and leave. And we don't allow bars and restaurants to do that. So if we're allowing a convenience store to do that, it seems like maybe it's contradictory in some sense.
We could hold it over for discussion.
I'm happy to hold, if we have a motion and a second to hold it over, we could do that. I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm happy to hear what anybody has to say about it.
Just on discussion real quick. Okay, you can go into a bar and you can drink at a bar and you can take the alcohol home if you want to buy extra alcohol.
I'm sorry, like Louis had that.
I'm sorry, like Louis and those you can buy in the liquor store. Are you going to have a liquor store there too?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Louis had it, and Glen Flora Tap had that right there. The liquor. Who did? Yes.
You can take liquor. Okay. So you're going to have a liquor store there inside.
Would you guys like to, do you want to hold it over?
Let's hold this over, and then maybe the aldermen have a chance to go out and visit the store, and we'd have a better idea if we visualize what's going on. And motion to hold over.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
All right, can we get a vote on
Is
the,
this to continue to a date certain to the next Community Development Committee,
Yes,
or?
next community development
Yeah,
meeting, which
so
will be in January.
That being a motion to hold over, that actually doesn't, that doesn't require a vote if you're just going to the next meeting. So,
Right.
that's okay.
fair enough.
So-
Thank you, Stu. All right, so what this means is that it's going to be held over so that the aldermen can discuss it a little bit more. And then it'll come up for a vote at the community development meeting in January. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the committee?
Nope,
No? Okay, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
appreciate it.
I believe that is the last item in new business. Reports, communications, and information. There being none, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are adjourned at 5:33 on December 4th.